team's been talking a lot about psychological safety, which seems to go hand in hand with diversity and inclusion, or maybe it's even a prerequisite. We're struggling with how to measure people's level of psychological safety, as well as what we can do to improve it. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, so I saw a conversation about this. I think it was last week where there was some awesome tips on how organizations are doing this out in the wild. And as far as psychological safety is concerned, I would say, Lisa, that it is a prerequisite for diversity and inclusion, more so because it helps tap into people feeling like they belong in a space. When it comes to measuring that, I don't know that there is a measure besides getting really transparent feedback from your teams around whether they feel they can show up. As you can see, my minions are here, so just don't be distracted by them as they move around. I'm in my house. But yeah, like when I think about psychological safety and when I'm out there talking about diversity in different organizations, one of the things that I emphasize is belonging and being able to retain that talent. And so that only happens when people feel like they can show up and they can contribute and they can be a part of solving solutions that are very difficult, and they are acknowledged for those solutions and they work really well with their teams. And so I would say there's a lot of research around how to build strong teams, especially in the agile space, that really helps us to understand what team building exercises could be helpful. Also, when you're talking about measuring it, is it on a team scale or is it on an organizational scale? Because those are two very different things as well. I've worked at organizations where I've absolutely loved working with my team, and yet the organization didn't really suit me. Or I've worked for organizations and the individual team didn't really suit me. And so when we're talking about psychological safety, I think we need more targeted, pointed questions around what we mean by that, because it's only when we have the problem that we can come to the solution. And so that's what I would say about psychological safety. Creating an environment where people can thrive, grow, be a part of the solutions, be excited about working, hopefully make friends, see their skills put to good use, and just be themselves, be able to show up and be themselves. And of course, everyone has a different measure to what being themselves at work means, but whatever that measure is, being able to get out there and say, yeah, I'm showing up today.